Welcome back to Hockey Talks. Let's get right into it. Four Nations face-off. That was an incredible game against the Team Canada and Team USA against Saturday night.
And shout out to Sweden and Finland.
Absolutely, yeah. They played an incredible game.
Phenomenally. Well, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. Overtime win for Sweden.
Yep.
Right? Or was it Finland? I don't remember now.
Sweden beat the States.
Sweden beat the States.
Not in overtime.
Finland beat Sweden on Saturday in overtime. That was another really good game as well. Yeah. The fireworks were off in Team Canada and USA right from the start.
Yep.
But it was an incredible game. We'll get into that a little bit later. An incredible game between those two. What are your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I mean, the game was... I think it was really entertaining. Obviously, I didn't like seeing the boos from the audience. Yeah. We'll see what happens here on Thursday if we're going to get some boos from the audience. Where is that game being played again?
TD Garden in
Boston.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if there's any boos coming from them. It would be really interesting if there wasn't any boos, but regardless, aside from the politics and all that stuff, the way the game opened up with a few fights, I don't really think anybody expected, myself included. And, their goaltender, in my opinion, is what separated the two teams. Mm-hmm. Our goaltender let in a couple of weak goals. It was a one-goal game, as much as you want to say we were dominated. Canada was dominated.
Well, the last one was an empty net goal.
Yeah. So it was a one-goal game until the empty net. But we had a tough time getting it by the goaltender. So
yeah, well, they did have the top goaltenders in this tournament, right?
Yeah.
Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah, I believe he plays for the Jets too, right?
Yeah.
Connor Hellebuck. So there's a reason why they're number one
in the league right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played phenomenal, right? Jordan Bennington, he did play pretty good too. He let in a couple of soft goals, but
overall,
he played really well, right?
Rule that I kind of have in the back of my mind all the time is if you have forwards that can score more than 2 goals. That's a good amount. It should be enough to win the game. But your goaltender also shouldn't allow more than 2 goals. And so our goalie, Bennington, allowed 2 goals, and that's it. But our forward couldn't get 3. So
yeah, we had that one break from Connor McDavid, who he undressed a couple of defensemen to get there, and
goaltender assisted. That was pretty great.
Yeah, it was a highlight reel goal, I would say, from Connor McDavid, but you don't expect anything less from that guy.
Exactly.
But other than that, it was a fantastic, high pace, high energy playoff like game.
Yeah,
between those two, right?
And speaking of that, actually, I got a question for you. Okay. Now, there's obviously millions of people watching these games, so I got a question. How many people do you think joined in for the games for the USA versus Canada game?
Like nationwide. I'm assuming
Canada, US, yes.
Over a million.
3.4 million people.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then
I knew it was going to be a highly watched game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was on everybody's radar for a long time.
Exactly.
Right. So
quickly here, USA and Finland.
USA and Finland.
Yep.
Oh, the audience probably still over a million.
1.4 mil.
1.4 mil. Okay.
And then Sweden and Finland.
Sweden and Finland?
Yeah. How many people watched that game?
Oh, I thought that was the game we just went over. But yeah, let's...
No, we went over USA and Canada.
USA and Canada. Oh,
yeah, okay. And then USA and Finland.
Oh, USA and Finland. Sorry, yeah, I'm getting mixed up here. Sorry. Get back on track.
Sweden and Finland?
A million? Or it was
900,000.
Oh, it was just
almost a million.
I was wondering that because everybody's going to be focused on that USA and Canada game, right? Of course.
And now, the funny thing, to put this in perspective, and it's what refreshed my memory, because you said playoff game. Now, to put it in perspective, the game 4 between Edmonton and Florida was 3.6 million.
Okay.
So to refresh your memory, USA versus Canada was 3.4.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, game 7 of the playoffs was 7.6 million.
Wow.
So how many people do you think are going to be watching this game on Thursday?
It's got to be right close to that.
I'm thinking it's going to be like 7 to 10 million. I think
7 to 10? Wow.
It's so crazy. Yeah. I think so.
Those are huge numbers. Yeah. You know what? It wouldn't even surprise me. I mean, that's a lot of people. But everything this, well, it's a finale, right?
Yep.
Between these two. yeah, I think it's going to be a high audience.
I think that
Everybody's going to be watching this one.
It shows that this is something that was needed, and it's great. It's boosting the awareness for hockey, and it's giving people pride of being part of their own nation again. I love it.
Yeah. Seeing best on best, that's what everybody wanted for years, right? And finally getting it, and including myself, wasn't quite sure what this was going to be like, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to take it seriously, right? They have a middle of the season, almost getting close to playoff time. We're going to have to get ready for that.
Yeah.
But the intensity...
They're out there getting injured.
Insane, right? The intensity has been next level, especially Canada and U.S. game.
Yeah.
Love to see it. To see it. It was a fun game to watch.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see. I think, even some people are getting injured and all that. I'm not really sure who's all injured, but...
Yeah, well, Matthew Tkachuk and Austin Matthews did not play that game. I don't know if
game? You mean like last game against Sweden?
No. Last game against Canada. No, against Sweden. Yeah, against Canada. Yeah, against Sweden. They didn't play the last game there. They sat out those two guys, but I'm not sure if it was due to an injury. People say they were just sitting in duress. Some people say it was injury. I'm not too sure. Apparently they're both... Well, I don't know about Austin Matthews, but Matthew Tkachuk for sure is going to be ready. Another injury, though, that did happen during the game. Brady Tkachuk was playing, but he fell and slammed into the post. So he
hate
left
to see it.
As he punched in the fist, yeah. He was one of the guys that fought that night.
Yeah. He got beat. No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember, actually.
Yeah. But I heard he was going to be playing, though. They said he was going to be playing that game for sure.
Yeah.
Coming up on Thursday. So that'll be a fun game to watch. Both the Tkachuk brothers are going to be there. Austin Matthews, I haven't heard anything about him yet playing this game, but I don't see how he's going to miss it.
You know what? He came out on the ice. They were booing him. He's probably like, I don't want to partake in this stuff.
No, he'll play. I'm sure he'll play.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a captain, right? So he's going to be out there. He is definitely going to be out there. What do you think of those three fights?
Oh, I thought they were pathetic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a hockey lover, don't get me wrong. I love a good fight, but the fight has to have juice, you know? It has to have substance. These fights were so empty, it's just like you're sitting there. What are we doing?
Well, they were all premeditated, clearly, before the game, right? To try to amp everybody up, right? At least that's what I think.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not shaking my head at you.
No. It's just that's what I think. I think they were all talked about beforehand. Like, okay, yeah, let's fight here when they open it up. Maybe one of them wasn't, but I think they're all saying, yeah, let's start something. Let's get things going here.
But our guys agreed to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Which is just kind of the part where it's like, why? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's to me maybe it was supposed to add some spark, and I think it did for a lot of people, right? A lot of people loved the start of that game. Personally, I don't know why I wasn't expecting. Maybe it just caught me off guard a little bit to have three fights break out in a matter of like 30 seconds was maybe a little much, but the game calmed down a bit. It was high intensity after that, and it was a fantastic game after that. Whether or not it's going to happen again on Thursday.
It's going to. It's going
to. You think so?
Oh, 110%. 110%. Because they want to get us off our game, right? Canadians, that's not how we play hockey. We don't go and... that's how Americans play hockey.
Yeah.
You know? And you know what? Americans, if there are any watching, be proud of that, because that's how you guys play. Everybody plays different, and you guys did catch us off our game. You guys caught Canada off their game, and you guys won. Mm-hmm. Kudos, you know? But, I mean, it takes two to tango, and I don't really think that you should have a boxing match in the beginning of a game. You got to get in the corners. You got to get the emotions behind it, not just randomly fighting. It just let both players get a little tired first. You know, it's way more entertaining then, and then it's way more emotional. Yeah. You know, And in the beginning, it's just like you're sitting there, like, what am I even doing? I wanted to watch hockey. I didn't want to watch these garbage fights that weren't even entertaining. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
They weren't even entertaining. Nothing really even happened.
Well,
one guy grabbed the other and threw him on the ice 3 times.
Yeah,
that's all that happened.
Pretty much all that happened. Yeah. Well, Drew Doughty openly said that he was wanting to fight.
Well, I don't think he said he wanted to, but I think what he said, and I could be wrong, but I think what he said is like he wouldn't be opposed to it.
He wouldn't be opposed. He wants to fight.
Yeah.
Well, if the opportunity arises, which I think he wants to do it. So I don't know. Drew Doughty wants to fight. He wants to open it up. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see another fight.
Yeah.
Or 2 or 3 come Thursday. But
or 4.
Either way, it's going to be a fun, fantastic game. We're going to be looking forward to. Besides the fighting, we have Cale Makar, which wasn't available for the Canada-US game on Saturday. He was battling an illness. He did suit up against for Finland, looked fantastic against them, right? So just adding him to Canada's roster against US is going to help big time.
Yeah.
Absolutely big time. You see the way McDavid and Makar skate on the ice together, it's unbelievable. The space they can create, right?
Yeah.
Just by moving the puck around like that. It's unbelievable. But that'll be good. Also, Quinn Hughes might make his debut for USA. Might.
Yeah.
But I think he will, even though like the rules state that if you can bring a player in, but if you have somebody injured, which McAvoy was injured, right? And he's going to be out for the remainder of that game, right? And I guess he was out against Sweden too, right? So he had surgery and all that kind of stuff. So they're going to fly Quinn Hughes in, and he can't play unless another defenseman can't go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's going to play. They're going to sum up some sort of illness or something for a defenseman. He'll be in the lineup.
Yeah.
My thoughts. But that's what we want to see, though, right? Best on best.
110%.
Best on best. But what other takeaways do you think we're going to see from this game coming up?
Well, I think that what we're going to see is both teams are 50-50, and the States got the first game. It's known that Canada always plays better the longer that they play together. Just, due on history.
Yeah.
Or based on history, I guess I could say. So I do think that in that way, Canada might have the edge. I understand there's a lot more things moving along, but at the end, if you, like from a statistics perspective, that's kind of how I view it.
Yeah.
But I also do think that their goaltender stopped a lot of our shots, and yet again, the whole stat part of it is the more you shoot, the more you score. I understand that there's a bigger game in play, but the more times you shoot on the same goaltender, the more likely you are to figure them out.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe they've studied some tapes about how he plays, how he's been playing, how the USA's defensive core is kind of moving around. They're keeping him to the outside, so maybe get some more dirtier pucks in there. Maybe how they can break him apart, split him apart. So I do think that what we'll see is the defensive core of Canada's defensive core get a goal, and with the assists and stuff, just get a score in there. And then I also think McDavid's going to crack it open. He's going to get one. I also think a third, fourth line for Canada, we're going to see them be a big difference. Yeah. So I think they're going to pop one in. So I guess if I were to guess my final score for the game, I would see Bennington letting in a couple soft ones, but I want to say it's going to be 4-2 for Canada. Yeah. And Hellebuck could very well change that and shut us out. I don't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
But, he's already saved so many pucks. And I think, if anything, Sweden has really shown that you can score on him.
Yeah.
So, lots to learn. And if there is going to be a game winner, I do think it's going to come from Crosby's stick.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think Crosby's going to score, but I think he's going to have a couple of helpers for sure.
Yeah.
He's going to be the guy making all those plays, right? To McKinnon, to McDavid. The power play, I think they're going to hit on the power play, and I think they're going to get a power play goal from either McKinnon or McDavid. Makar is going to be unbelievable, I think, in this game, and he notch a couple of assists as well. But my final predictions, I think, for this game, I was going to say 4-3, actually. It's going to be a really tight game. It's going to come down to the wire, and it's going to be a high-intensity game, and I think Cale Makar is going to be the difference maker in this game, right? Now, having him back in the lineup, I think he's going to be the guy that's going to create a lot of open space for McKinnon and McDavid.
Yeah.
And those guys, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll see how that all unfolds.
So mine's 4-2. Yours is 4-3.
4-3.
So
Canada
I'll
win.
probably be choosing the over 5 in Canada. So we'll see how she goes.
Yeah, we'll see how she goes. One guy, okay. As a Canucks fan, I would never, ever, ever, ever do this. But I want to see more Brad Marchand. I want to see him because he, as much as I hate to say it, he's a guy that can stand up to the Tkachuk brothers and get into those dirty areas and fight his way in there. He's a pest as well, as we've known over the years.
He just runs away after. Yep. He's a little rat.
Yeah, a little rat, but sometimes you need that. And I think if you see a little more presence from him, I think it's going to tame
How
those
come he's
guys
not
down.
licking those guys' faces?
Oh, maybe he will this game.
I'd like to see it. I'd be
But
cheering
he was stuck
for
on
it.
the fourth line last game, right?
Yeah.
So if we...
Hey, maybe he's my fourth line scorer I was talking about.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but I would like to see a little more of him getting into those areas, right? Because I think he's one guy that maybe can handle those guys. But we'll see. See what happens. Anyways, we're looking forward to this game. I hope you guys are too.
If you're still watching, what do you think the score will be?
Absolutely.
We'll do a little bet thing, you know?
Yeah. What do you think the score will be? How do you think it'll play out? Who's going to have the game-winning goal? Let us know here. It's going to be a fantastic game. We hope to talk to you about it. We will talk to you about it next week after this is all done and wrapped up.
Absolutely.
And we will hopefully get your thoughts on what you guys thought of the game as well. Once again, thanks again for joining us here on Hockey Talks, and we will see you next time.
Peace be with you.